I'm Andrew Phillips, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the circulation pump, or also what's known as the wash pump, on a GE dishwasher. Now I'm going to show you the model number and all that in a second so you can see exactly the one that we're working on, but let's go ahead and get started. Let's open the door, and if you come here on the inside, this right here will show you. There's the model number and the serial number of the one that we're working on. On other GEs, it may be similar, but for this specific video, this is the one. Now, an indication that your circulation pump or wash pump is going bad is you may have some issues with it as far as with it properly washing and rinsing, because that's bringing the water in and circulating all the water in there. So you may have issues with that. You may also hear some like noises, weird things like that. But in the case of this one, and I'm actually going to put on the screen some of the issues that can be an indication. But for this one here in specific, we weren't having any of that. What we were running into with this one is we were getting a slight trickle coming out of that circulation pump assembly. And what would happen is after one full cycle, we were getting a lot of water. So to the point where I put a pan under there to try to figure out what was going on. But here, take a look at this, and here's some shots of that. So now that we've diagnosed that that's the issue, we're going to swap that out. Now to do so, I got to lean it forward. If you're doing that with yours, you want to make sure you put some towels down, because there can still be water inside the unit, like in the drain area, that can come out. So you want to put some towels down so you're not damaging your floor. But if you want to check out some of the other videos I've done a lot of videos pertaining to appliances, refrigerators, washers, dryers, heat pumps, things like that. I'll have links down in the description. You can check those out, other home related videos that might be beneficial. But let me show you what's going to be needed to complete this, and we'll get this swapped out. So these are the items that you'll need. Obviously, you'll need your replacement circulation pump here, this whole assembly right here. I just picked this one up on eBay used. You can check different places online. You can get it directly from GE. I would recommend going on like eBay, things like that, because if you go directly through GE or a supplier, it's going to be a lot more expensive. This case here, I got a used one that was tested and it was fine, so that should be sufficient. And it has this hose here, and then the other one is existing on the unit, and we'll get into that. I do have an ear hose clamp plier here, so we can cut the ear hose clamp off. What they have, and we'll take a look underneath, they use ear hose clamps because those are usually for like high pressure lines. I'm just using regular hose clamps here, but if you want to use ear hose clamps, you can use those. If you want to check out a video I did where I go more in depth about those type of clamps, I'll have that link across the top down in the description. And then what we have here is a Phillips and flathead screwdriver, and this is all that you'll need. And what I do have here, I have a 1 inch and I have a I believe 1 1/4 inch hose clamps right here, and that's what you'll need. So we have the dishwasher flipped forward. And I'm going to come in here so I can show you what we're looking at. So this is the pump assembly right here. And you can see, if we get a close up, you can see where it's all rusted right there, where it's leaking out. Now, you do have the pump right here, and this is the motor. Now, this is all one assembly, but you can separate the two. They do twist, and you can open it. There is a ring seal or gasket in there that sometimes can be the problem, but you would be leaking from right here where they connect. In our case, it's leaking from here and not here. And I'd actually checked that at another time, so we knew that wasn't the issue. But if you are having one leaking, not a bad idea to check that first, because for like $7, you can get that ring seal or gasket. It's a lot cheaper than replacing the whole thing. So that's what we're going to be taking off. And then you can see here, you do have this high voltage capacitor. Got to be very careful with that. And I'll show you how you can discharge it. And then you do have one harness right back here, right here. Just have to undo that. And then here's our hoses. So you have the one right there that it goes into the, right there. We'll have to take that off. And then there's the ear hose clamp right there. You can see they're using them right there. We'll cut that one off, and we'll just use a regular hose clamp when we put the new one back on. But it's very simple right here. So we're going to take it off right there, cut that one off there, and then if we come back, come up in here, see if you can see it. You have that little rubber seal or ring or whatever right there that goes around those two stems on the pump assembly. They just slide off right there, and then this thing will easily come right out. So it's pretty easy to remove this pump, the circulation pump, and then that's what everything looks like here from the bottom. Now it is very important. We see here that plug. We need to go underneath the sink and unplug it. Before you do anything, you want to make sure that you unplug this dishwasher and that you discharge that capacitor. So let's get that done. And here you can see it, the gray plug, that is the dishwasher. We have that unplugged. So now we're ready to discharge the capacitor. Now for this video, this whole assembly has a new capacitor on it. So you don't really have to mess with the capacitor if you don't want to, but if you do want to discharge it, what you're going to do is you're going to take just a screwdriver with a plastic handle. You're going to touch both leads, and that will then discharge that. And that's anytime that you're dealing with these type of capacitors. They're used in other appliances as well, like clothes washers, and then also with your condenser unit for your AC, things like that. You'll find those. You got to be very careful with those. So let's discharge this thing. Coming in, we have our screwdriver here. You can see it as the plastic handle. You're going to just touch these two leads and cross it like that, if you can see that, touching on the metal. That would discharge it. Now, mentioned already, you don't need to disconnect that since we're taking the whole assembly out, but if you did need to tamper with that, you definitely want to do that so you don't get injured. So we have this top harness. You press these two little tabs right there, and I'm probably going to need both hands, but let's see if I can do it while I'm holding this. Let's see if we pull that, push that in, and then lift it up, and I'm going to need both hands, but let me remove that and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have that out, move that out to the side, and then now we're going to come here on this front. We're going to cut that ear hose, the ear hose clamp right there, so we can detach this hose, and then we'll remove this one. Now this one most likely will have water coming out, so you want to make sure that you have a pan under here to catch that so it doesn't go all over your floor. There we go. Broke that off. And then now we can just grab this, pull that out of the way, and then we can just pull this off right here. And it's got like a barbed end right here on the plastic. So let's see, and I might need both hands. Let me use, no, there we go. I might be able to show you. All right, we have that pulled off. Let's unscrew this one, and then we can slide it off, and then we'll be able to raise this up out of those two rubber little brackets or insulators, whatever, that are holding it on the backside. And here we go. Some of the water dripping in, and I have that pan there that it'll leak onto. But we have those now off, so we can now slide this out. So let's come up here. Here's on the back of the unit. So if we slide it down, it slides right out, because these normally go up into that area. So now we have this here. We can pull this out. And then here, and the way that this thing was, it was like this. It was up. So here on the back side, here on the bottom, you have this little piece here that's protective. If you slide it back, you have one more harness right there that we'll need to disconnect from there, and then we're good to go. And here on the inside where it's against the unit, you have this little tab. You can just squeeze that in, and then this should pull right out like this. There we go. So now, this is everything. We can get our new one and then put it in. Here's a comparison. This is the one that we took off, and this is what I was telling you right here. You can see the water damage right here. Corrosion and rust right here. The label's got some water damage. And then here's the new one. Obviously, you want it all clean and clear. And then here's that capacitor, as I mentioned. If you're not going to be replacing that, you don't need to worry about discharging it, because it will come with this whole assembly like we can see here. And then looking here as well. And then we'll just move this clamp to here, and then let's put this one in. And here you can see under type, you have the number there. That's for the motor, but just in case you're needing that, there's the information on that as well. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to plug this cable back in, and then we can swing that in place. So let me bring this here closer. And it just slides right inside. You're going to push it in until you hear it click right here. There we go. That's tight. And then now we can slide this back over like this, because you want that covered, protecting it. All right, and then now I'm going to bring this back. We'll put it back in place, and then we'll attach all the hoses to it. So the first thing you want to do is we're going to take those two plastic points. They're going to go right into that insulator right there to support it. So we're going to slide that in place. I'll bring the camera up here so you can see it. So we're going to line this up. And I need to slide it in place. I need both hands. So let me put it in place. We'll be back. See here. And you want to keep pushing it up. Let's see, get a good shot of it there. There you go. You can see those little tabs there on the top. They will slide through and kind of lock it in place. So now that that's good, we'll come back here. We're going to connect that hose and this hose, and we're using just the regular screw tight hose clamps. But like I said, if you want to get the ear hose clamps, you can pick those up as well and install them that way. But I'm just going to use these. But let's get those attached, and then we'll be back to connect the harness and then fire this thing up and try it out. Everything has been put on. We have this hose slid all the way over the barbed piece there. Clear that up. Right there. Just need to tighten the hose clamp. And then this one is over this line here. Just need to tighten that up. So I'm going to tighten these up real good, and then we'll be back to connect that harness and then turn this thing back upright so we can run it through a cycle and make sure that it's not leaking anymore. Everything is tightened up here on the hose clamps, so we're nice and secure. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this with the wires facing this way, and we're going to plug this in. Let me get a shot up here from the top. Line it up like this, push it down. Okay, everything is clipped in, nice and secure in there. So let's turn this thing upright and give it a shot and make sure it's not leaking, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so we have everything up. I'm going to plug it in. We're going to turn it on, and I'm going to get the camera underneath. Normally, with the old pump, as soon as you would start it and water would be starting to go through that old pump assembly, you would start to get a little trickle, and then once the whole thing was going through, then it would get heavier and heavier, and as we saw earlier, that pan would get maybe about an inch of water in it. So let's get this thing running. We'll get the camera underneath and check it out, and this should solve the issue, and then we'll be able to wrap up this video. And you can hear the water coming through it. So far looking good. Like I said before, you would get a little bit of water, would be starting right up in this area here, starting to build up and then trickle down. So this is looking good so far, but we're going to let it do the whole cycle before we say everything is good. This thing's been running now for a while. You can see no drops of water coming out underneath. Floor is completely dry. You might see a little bit of some drops all the way in the front. That's from when we had it leaned forward, some water that had trickled out when we took the old Circulation pump out, now that we've flipped it up, is there along the very front. Right there, you can see it's wet, but that's what that's from. But from right here, you can see this thing's running great. No drops or any moisture at all. This thing is running good. Everything is finished, so let's head underneath one last time and see how everything looks. All right, so you can see it is off. Everything is finished, dry as can be. No drips or drops on the floor. And let's come underneath here. You can see that. Everything is good. And looking from this side here, you can see they're completely dry, nothing dripping from the hoses or anything. Floor is dry here as well. All right, so it ran its cycle and we have it running again, but as we saw, no leaks, everything was nice and dry. So that wraps up this video on how to replace the circulation pump or the wash pump on a GE dishwasher. As we mentioned at the beginning, the specific model number that we're using here is what this pertains to. Similar kind of process on a lot of them, but for this specific one, it was that one. But I hope that this video was informative for you, helped you out if you're having any issues with your dishwasher, either leaking as this one was, or with your circulation pump just in general acting up. As mentioned at the beginning, you can also separate these pieces here. You can turn them like that and they will come apart. Let me see here. But normally, if you do this, you can break it apart. And you can get, there's a gasket in there as well that you can check as well if it's leaking. And I had this one sealed, so that's why it's a little hard to come apart. But anyway, normally if you rotate it, you can pop that off. I sealed this one before when I checked the gasket, so it's a little hard to come off. But normally, I would check that first. It's a $7 part before you spend the money on the whole thing. But in our case here, we had to replace this. But please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate all the support. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.